What's good, everybody? This is CP and welcome back to another fantasy basketball video. Today I'm going to do things a little bit differently and bring you guys into one of my actual fantasy basketball drafts. Since a lot of you guys have requested mock draft videos, I've decided to step it up and give you guys a little more. In that, I'll give everyone an exclusive inside look at one of my actual Money League fantasy drafts. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you all the crazy things that happen, so you don't want to miss this video. Overall, it was a pretty interesting draft as I had some good moments and some not so good moments, as you will see later in this video. So hopefully everyone can learn from my mistakes or even take some of my draft strategies to apply them to your own league and help you guys win your fantasy leagues this year. But most importantly, for 15 years of good luck, make sure you like this video within the next 5 seconds. I wouldn't risk it. So let's not waste any more time and 走起吧. So my draft is about half an hour away, and before we go into the war room, I just wanted to quickly give you guys some context. So basically, I randomly found a league on Reddit and decided to join a 12-team head-to-head 9-category auction money league on Yahoo. And it's a $50 league with an auction draft with a $200 budget to fill 14 roster spots. And basically, I don't know anyone in the league and nobody knows me. But to be totally honest, I sometimes like to join random leagues because I can go in and take some risks and even test out new fantasy basketball strategies to see if they work. For this particular league, I plan to use the balance approach. For those unaware, basically what that means is that I don't plan to overspend more than 40% of my $200 budget on any high-end player. And this usually means that I won't get a top 15 or top 20 player on my roster, but rather I will try to use my money to target the players from the top 30 to top 80 range instead, and try to fill up my roster with most of those mid-tier players. And there's no right or wrong strategy, but due to the uncertainties of the COVID situation and also load management, I'm gonna go with a more diversified approach this year. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket because if Curry suffers another hand injury or if Harden goes down, then my team is pretty screwed and I have to rely on the scrubs to carry me. So I'm not going to do that with this league. And to be completely transparent, this balanced approach doesn't always work, because if 2 or 3 managers in your league are doing the exact same thing, then a lot of the top end guys might actually go for cheaper than projected. And essentially, very skilled managers might see the value and they will jump in and swoop up, say, Giannis for underpriced. And if they get 2 or 3 more, then they have a pretty dominant roster. So on the other hand, I'll be saving my money against the other balanced approach managers, and we will be trying to outbid each other for mid-tier players like Yusuf Nurkic or Miles Turner. So in a way, this could turn out amazing for me, or it could turn out really bad for me. And better yet, if I see too many players using the balanced approach, I might have no choice but have to go in and swoop up one of those big name players, because that way I can actually find players for value. With that said, I will see everyone in the draft room. So we're just inside the draft room right now, and looking at my computer, as you can see, we're still 20 minutes away, but usually one of the first things I do is I go down to my list and usually put the players that I want in my queue. But I'm not talking about like the top 10 or top 15 players, because those ones are kind of obvious. So usually people in the top 30 to top 80. In a sense, I really like doing this because during auction drafts, sometimes it's hard to keep track of what players have gone off the board. And as long as I see players in my queue are still there, then it gives me a sense of comfort, because even though if I missed out on some names, I still know I can go after people who are still on my list. So that's kind of what I recommend you do, usually for your auction drafts. If you don't have a queue, then if you get desperate, then you have no choice but to just randomly bid for players that you might not even want. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And now, as you can see on my screen, my queue list is now pretty deep. It has a whole bunch of players that I want, and now I don't have to worry because for example, if Lonzo Ball goes, then I might target someone like D'Angelo Russell or Ricky Rubio for assists. So this is one of the best ways to keep organized. So we're just in the first round right now, and as you can see, Giannis just went up, and wow, he went up for $45. So this person just bid him right up. It's kind of a strategy. Maybe he's trying to get money off the table. So I don't think he actually wants him, but essentially he's trying to get someone to pay maybe 60 or 65 or even $70 for Giannis. And if that happens, then he might be using the balance approach. But as we can see right now, the price is going up. $53, 57 now, 58. Yeah, I actually wanted to go up more, so more. 65, hopefully that would be good. Oh, there you go, 60, 61. Yeah, because this actually works into my favor, because if he goes for higher, then later in the mid rounds I'll have money to bully the other players. So $62 is still going up, which is awesome for me. I like it so far. And sold. Giannis goes for $62 for chips with no B's. Now moving on to the second pick, we have AD. So you can see now he shot up to $62. So in this category, he is one of the best, most balanced players. So 68, now $69. Wow, this is actually good. So people aren't holding back. As you can see, they want their top end players. So I guess that's good for me. And now AD has gone for 68. So now two teams already spent a huge portion of their money on the star players, and which is good for me. And now moving on to the third player, James Harden is another high-end player. So let's see how this works. $1, 45. Woo, shot up to 50s. And now his name is going up quick, so the money's going up quick for him. 64. I've seen Harden go for even $70 in some leagues. If you really like him, he's not a bad player, but there's always risks of him being traded. So $66. See if this goes. And sold. So James Harden for $66. And now as you can see, chips with no B, he actually spent most of his money on two players, Giannis and Harden. So he only has $72 left to fill up the rest of the roster. So which is why I don't really like this strategy, because he has to bank that James Harden and Giannis doesn't get hurt. If they do, then he might be pretty screwed, or unless if some of his scrubs can outplay their draft position. And now moving on, a few of the big names have gone off the table, and I still have my full budget. So I guess everything's according to plan, and the Joker is up right now. So let's see how much he goes for. I suspect at least 50, maybe $60. But if he does go for underpriced, then I might have to come in and get him, because he's a pretty good player. So let's see how he goes. 55, 56, 58, 60, 63. Yeah, so that's fair. So I'm out. I'm not gonna bet on Joker anymore and let someone else take him. So we'll see how this goes. And as you can see right now, it's still hard to tell who's using the balance approach, because quite a few teams actually still have their $200 budget. So I suspect that maybe one or two teams are actually using the balance approach as well. And now it's my turn to nominate. So let's see who I should nominate. So usually for my first nomination, I usually go for a player that I don't want at all and try to drive up the price. So usually a very expensive player that I don't want to go at all. And in this case, I'm gonna throw out Joel Embiid right there, because he's pretty injury prone, and there you go. He shot up to over $30. So 33. Come on, go up, go up. Come on, up, up, up. Oh, this is not as I expected, because it's not going up. Oh, there you go. So $40. 42. It's not going up as much as I want it to, but at least I get another $40 off the table. So let's see how much more he goes for. So he went for $43, which isn't bad considering, but I wish he would have went for a little more. So moving on to the next few rounds, you can see this is a pretty interesting strategy. So someone actually threw out DeMarcus Cousins, and they got him for $7. So actually that's not a bad strategy to use at first. Just throw out someone that you might want, like kind of like a deep sleeper, and if you can get them for cheap, then great, because chances are people might be saving money for other players, and they might be less desperate to bet on Cousins, especially if there's still a lot of big men on the board. So that's not a bad strategy for chips. But I guess he doesn't have much money left, so that's all he can do. Yeah. And now, as you can see, we're in the second round, so John Collins is up. Pretty much, if you look at the budget, there's still 3 or 4 teams, including me, that have a full budget of $200. So my strategy now is to try to get those players to spend some money. So let's see, John Collins right here is going for $33, $35, $34, sorry. Let's see if that goes. Hopefully someone with the $200 budget spends on him. That would be pretty good. Nope, not yet. So moving on, Steph Curry is another big name, and I think a lot of people are going to bet on him, so that's going to get money off the table. So hopefully one of the GMs with $200 are going to bet on him, so that way we can get some money off the table. But let's see what's happening. Yeah, Mamba bet $55 on him, that's good. 56. I'm hoping that he goes for $60, or maybe 65 to 68, that would be pretty sweet. So yes, he passed 60. And he's gone for $61. That's actually not bad value for Curry because he might be a top 5 player this year in category league. So not a bad pickup by Drunken Palace. But now, as you can see, Drunken Palace only has $40 left, and he pretty much spent all his money on 3 players, on Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, and John Collins. It might be pretty tough for him to fill the rest of his roster with decent players. But at the same time, this strategy might work, especially if none of those players get hurt, then his team might be pretty OP. Yeah, and now it's my turn to nominate again, and I'm going to nominate a player that I don't want. So this is my second nomination. So usually my first 2 or 3, I nominate people I don't want. And this time around, I'm going to do, let's see, who should I go for? Let's go Zion Williamson, because his name is pretty hype, but I don't think he's that good of a fantasy player yet. I'm hoping that he goes for at least $25 to maybe $30, which is a huge chunk of change. So yeah, so 22, 24, that's good, that's good. And let's see, hopefully he goes for more, so wish me luck. Hopefully he goes for more. And boom, $24 by Birdman. So let's see how that goes. So Birdman, $24. As you can see, Birdman, he's using the stars and scrubs approach. He spent pretty much most of his money on Anthony Davis, the Joker, and Zion Williamson. So now he only has $42 to fill up the rest of his roster. It might work out though, because Davis and Nikola Jokic, according to Yahoo, they're ranked top 3 and top 7 players. Meanwhile, Zion is top 31. If those guys can carry his team, he might be able to beat my team single-handedly. So we'll see. Now moving on, Jimmy Butler is sort of one of those borderline top 30 players that I sort of want. So I'm going to try to go in on him. But I don't want to spend more than $30 on Jimmy Butler. I want to save some of my. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, he's getting too expensive for me. So sometimes at this point, you have to decide if you want to drop out or not. But I'm out for Jimmy. I'll let someone else get him, and boom, he's gone for $35 to Chicken, or Quan Chicken. And now Kemba Walker, this one's pretty interesting. So he's injured this year, but I would actually take him for $3 just to put him on IR. And boom, wow, Birdman just bid him for $20. So not much I can do there, but I don't really want Kemba for $20. Oh, he got pretty lucky, because if he was stuck with Kemba for 20, then he pretty much had no money left after. So that's kind of the risk that you might have to take sometimes. And wow, $21. And it goes to Chips again. So Chips spent another $21 for him. Pretty much he doesn't have much money left. He only has $44 for 10 more players. And he spent it on the Harden, Walker, Giannis, and DeMarcus. So we'll see how that goes. I was talking too much and I didn't really notice the screens. I actually just got Donovan Mitchell by accident for $29, which isn't bad value. But now with Mitchell on my roster, I probably need to build my team around him, because he's a pretty good scorer and he has good upside. So I'm okay with that pick, but a little bit overpaid, I feel. $29. Not much I can do now, so we'll see what comes up next. Ooh, Pascal Siakam. I kind of want him actually. Let's see. I'm gonna bump up the price. Yeah, $19. Yeah, boom, 20. And surprisingly, not many people have that much money left. I'm gonna wait a few more rounds and then I might come in and bully some of these people. So let's see how much Pascal's going for. I'm gonna bid one more maybe. We'll see. Yeah, 29. Yeah, 30. I don't know. 30, I probably won't. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. I'll just let him have him for 30. Sorry, Pascal. I gotta let you go. Now, it's my turn to nominate again and let's see who I'm gonna go for. I don't plan to punt free throws, so I'm gonna put in Steven Adams. See if he goes for maybe $10. Then that's a huge win for me because I don't want him anyways. $4. Wow, he's actually going for pretty cheap. I'm not gonna lie. Should I bet more on him? Probably I won't do it because too risky at this point. So $8, that's not bad. $7. That's actually good value for Steven Adams if you want rebounds. He goes for $7. And now, as you can see, we're moving on just somewhere in the second round. Surprisingly, I still have the most money left. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer, and then once the more money's off the table, I'm gonna come in and try to swoop up a bunch of mid-range players. Hopefully this works. And now this one's pretty interesting as well because Jaren Jackson Jr. is hurt. So someone actually put him up and he's actually a good player, but then how long do you want to wait for Jaren Jackson Jr.? Because sometimes if you pay too much for your injured players, then it might not be the best strategy, but $16, I can live with that. It's not a bad pick at all. Come on, go bidding up. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Okay, so I was putting Chris Paul out there. I didn't actually want him, but I accidentally pressed a button, so now I can't get back, and I actually bid for Chris Paul. I got him for $29, so my plan kind of backfired on me now. $29 for Chris Paul. Ooh, that's a bad pick. I'm not sure if I can recover from that. I'm not too sure. We'll see. Now I have no choice but to build on my assists because Mitchell and Paul are pretty good assist players and they're guards. So, ooh, this one might bite me. This one might come back and hurt me in the long run. So, and my next nomination, I'm gonna go up for Hassan Whiteside because I think he's gonna have a down year in Sacramento. I could be wrong, but I don't really want him. So let's see how much he goes for. $9. Well, that's actually pretty good value, but do remember that Hassan Whiteside's gonna hurt you at the line, so I don't really want that. I'm not trying to punt any categories. And now Draymond Green is up. I don't really like him as a player, but he's actually going for pretty cheap. Only $9, only $10, so that's actually pretty good value, especially if he can have a bounce back year. So I might actually, I'm gonna put in 12. So I feel like he's more like a $15 to $16 player too. I think I would take him actually for $12. And there you go. So I got Draymond Green because I don't really like him as a fantasy player. But since I have CP3, I have no choice, but I might as well build on my assists. So that's one thing to note as well. Because usually your first two players really dictate the type of team that you have. And you might as well build on your strengths. So that's why I kind of picked up Draymond Green here. And now Vooch is a very interesting player because he's one of those mid-tier guys that I actually want. And he's not a high-end, like a top 15 player, but if I can get him for maybe around $25 to $30 maybe, that would be a huge win. So hopefully less than 30, but we'll see. Keep bidding here. 27, 28. It's getting up there. It's getting up there. So 29. I don't know. One more maybe. I guess I'll wait maybe. Yeah, I'll let him have it for 30. Because as you can see on my queue list, I still have a whole bunch of centers I can target, especially Nurkic. So since I missed out on Vooch, I might have no choice now but to bet on Nurkic. And now Nurkic is up, so this is my boy now because I missed out on Vooch. And I want some rebounds, I want some blocks. And this is one of the better mid-range players I think I want to target for value, because according to Yahoo, he's only worth 14, but I think he's way more than that. And he might have a huge bounce back year with starting minutes in Portland. 17. I'm going to keep going. Actually, if you look at the budget for other teams, I actually have the most money. I'm not afraid to spend a little more on Nurk, actually. I'm going to keep going for this one because I actually really need him on my team. I don't want to miss. 31. Yeah, I think he might be mine. So yeah. So as you can see, my strategy is planning out okay despite misfiring on Chris Paul, because right now I actually got Nurkic and I have $99 left and I still have 10 more spots to fill. But if I can get maybe like 3 or 4 $10 to $15 player, then I think I might have a pretty well balanced team, but we'll see. Moving on, Christian Wood is a pretty popular breakout candidate, but wow, look at this, like his price is shooting up like crazy. Maybe some of them have been watching my videos, I don't know, but 22, so I guess that's good for me. I'm just gonna keep driving his price up and hopefully someone gets him. Yeah, so this guy really believes in Wood and I'm gonna keep driving up the price up. This might backfire, but actually I like Wood as a breakout player. I'm okay, I'm just gonna keep going up. Hopefully he goes for 30, then I might be out after that, but yeah, there you go, 28. 28, let's see how that goes. Yeah, and he's gone for 28. I guess that's okay for me because Nurkic is more proven than... I'd rather bet my money on someone who's more proven. Tell me if I made the right choice. Would you have gone for Wood or Nurkic in this situation? And now, Lonzo Ball is a very interesting one because he's actually a good assist guy, and I have Paul, I have Green, I have Mitchell, so if I get Ball, then I might be very dominant in assists. So let's go for that. He's only $10 right now. That's pretty good value. I have him for about, let's see, Lonzo Ball, I have him for about $11 to $12 here. Hopefully I can get him for a little cheaper. It's going up, it's going up. And Lonzo Ball, I guess I'll do one more because I really want to pad up my assists. 15, hopefully no one bets for him. So 6 seconds, let's go, let's go. I really need Lonzo Ball, please help me. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like that pick. I get Lonzo Ball for 15. Now I don't have to worry for assists anymore. And now just a quick look at the Yahoo projected team standings. So I'm actually the 8th best team right now, so I got some work to do, but it's crazy. If you look at my assist numbers and my steal numbers, I'm pretty strong, so I'm quite happy right there. But we'll see how the rest of the draft goes. So here's a look at my roster right now, and pretty much I have 3 pretty good guards in Mitchell, Lonzo Ball, and Chris Paul. And then I also have Draymond Green and Nurkic, so pretty much all of them are in the top 60 according to Yahoo ranks, which is pretty well balanced. And I think overall, even if 1 or 2 of them gets hurt, then I might not be worried because I'm going to try to get a few more balanced players on my roster. And now JV, this is another interesting one. So to me, he's one of those mid-range centers that might be undervalued. If I can get him for under $15, then I'm all over it. Just got JV for $12, so to me that's great value right there. Now JV on a good day, he might be a top 50 player in this type of league, so I think that's a pretty good pick. You let me know if you would have taken JV for that price. And now overall, as you can see, with my last few picks, I'm actually bullying some of my opponents with money right now and coming in to swoop up all the mid-range players. So if I can do this a few more times, then I like the way my team's gonna look. And now I just picked up Gordon Hayward for $15, so that's not bad. That's pretty good value there. I think he's gonna have a big role on the Hornets this year, despite the injury. And now as you can see, according to Yahoo standings, I'm ranked 1st overall, so I like that. I can't complain right there. My turn to nominate a player, so who should I go for? I'm gonna go for Freddie because I kind of want him, but I want to see what the market is like for him. If he's too expensive, then I won't take him. So because we're in the mid rounds now, so I usually don't nominate the players that I don't want, because now is time to manage my budget to see how much money I can spend. So $19, $20, 21 is kind of expensive now because I only have $57 left, so we'll see how that goes. And he's actually shooting up to almost $30, so I think I'm out on Freddy. I like him, but I can't take him. I'd rather find my threes elsewhere. And as you can see on my queue list on the side, I still have a lot of names on the side, so which is why I said earlier it's good to plan, because you don't have to worry, because if you lose out on a player, you can always just look on the side and they'll be right there. I'm gonna need some threes, so Buddy Hield's an interesting name, and he's going for under $10, so I'm all over it. I'm just gonna bet $9, so hopefully I get him, but I would actually pay maybe 11 or 12 for Buddy, so because he's a pretty elite 3-point shooter, and if I get him, then yep. Oh wow, I got Buddy for $9, so there's value right there. So this is kind of the strategy I was going for, is to get those mid-range players for undervalued, and I think Buddy Hield for $9 is pretty undervalued. So I'm not sure why no one went for it, so quite interesting. And now I have $48 left for 6 players. So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape, but now I really have to decide if I want to be aggressive or less aggressive for the last few players. Hopefully I find maybe 3 or 4 more players for value, then I'll be quite happy. As you can see, some of the teams have stayed quiet for a while now because they don't really have much money. For example, Put to Bed only has $8 to find 7 more players, so that'll be tough for him. Now Miles Turner is another good one, so I think I'm gonna go for him here, because if I get him, I can really solidify my blocks. And he's actually a mid-range player who I think should have top 50 value, so we'll see. Only $12, so looking pretty good. Now this guy is bidding up. Oh no, this guy's being a jerk. He's bidding up for him, and I guess I'm in a bidding war, so let's go. Keep going, keep going. And you see the comments, sucks to be poor. That's pretty funny. So $21. Ooh, that went up pretty fast actually. And I got Miles Turner, so yeah, I'm okay with that pick. So you see the comments, that escalated. And now as you can see, my starting roster is pretty much filled up with a whole bunch of players from the 23 to 63 range. No one out of the top 70, so I kind of like this balanced approach. I think it's working out okay. I only need one more utility starter. Ooh, Malcolm Brogdon is another juicy name that I think I might go for, and only $2 right now, so I have to get in on him. Hopefully I can get him for less than 10, but we'll see. So $6, $8, let's keep going. 9, yeah, kind of pushing it. Less than $12 I would take him. No more bets please, no more bets. Give me Malcolm Brogdon, $9. Yes! Boom, right there. $9, Malcolm Brogdon. That's another undervalued steal I think I got in this draft, so that's pretty good. And now moving forward, I actually just got the Donovich for $4. I needed 3s, and also Ibaka for 4, but one of my bigger mistakes is that I nominated Julius Randle. I didn't really want him, but apparently nobody else wanted him, so I got him for $1. So that one kind of backfired on me. So one lesson to learn is later in the draft, don't put up the players that you don't want, because there's a big chance that nobody else wants them and they will go to you for $1. So I guess for $1 for a player that can put up 19 points, it's not bad. But I'm not sure if he can keep that up the whole year in New York, so we'll see. Maybe I have to trade him later. So now I only have $9 to fill one more player. So for that strategy now, for my next nomination or for the next player that I really want, I have to throw all my $9 in them, because I'm not going to save any money for my auction. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna probably look for points, to be honest, because it'll be hard to replace, especially if I can find someone like Colin Sexton, who can probably average 20 points a game, maybe even 25. So if I can put him as my bench player coming off the bench, I think that's pretty solid. So let's go for Sexton, and boom, I'm gonna be aggressive here. $9, and you can see Sean. Wow. So yeah, hopefully that scares him off. I don't think he has enough money to bet. And that should complete my roster. So let's see. Yeah, I get Colin Sexton. So now here's a look at my final roster. I have some pretty good guards in Donovan Mitchell and Chris Paul if he doesn't get hurt. And then I'm more impressed with my big men. So I was able to get Miles Turner and JV for $30, or a little bit over $30 for 2 centers in the top 50. At the same time, I'm quite happy with Buddy Hield and Malcolm Brogdon, both for under $10. I'm not too sure about the Ibaka pick, but then Colin Sexton, I kind of have no choice but to put $9. So I'm not too sure how I did, but you guys let me know if I did bad or good. And now just a quick summary of the draft. So I'm gonna quickly go through some of the teams and show you some of the highlights of the draft and see what teams did okay or maybe what teams did not so good, but just my opinion once again, so you guys be the judge. So let's see the draft results right here on Yahoo, and let's see the teams. So different teams had different strategies. As you can see, Big Face Coffee went with a pretty balanced approach, so he got a whole bunch of players in the $15 to $20 range, and then he filled his roster with a bunch of low-end players at the end as well. Meanwhile, the more interesting player is Birdman, so he went after Jokic and Davis for most of his money, and then at the end he had no choice but to go with 8 $1 players. Meanwhile, as you can see, Put to Bed actually went with a balanced approach as well. He has a pretty solid starting 5, and then also some pretty good role players to help him out. Now, to me, the most interesting team is Load Management. So it kind of fits his name, because he got Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard all on the same team. Like, great fantasy players and might do amazing, but if all 3 doesn't get load managed, then he might actually have a great fantasy season. He might dominate, but if they do get load managed, then I guess his name is pretty fitting. Now, if you look at my roster, I'm not too happy with the Chris Paul pick, obviously, and I overpaid a little bit probably for Lonzo Ball. But then I got value for JV, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, and Brogdon. So I'm quite happy with that. So how would you grade me? Let me know in the comments below. And also this Perfect Splash Bros. That's an interesting team because he got Luka and Steph. So those could be potentially 2 top 5 players right there. And if they can stay healthy, then they might actually be able to dominate. My team might not have a chance against them if Steph and Luka both plays to the best of their ability. So that's it for today. And at the same time, let me know if you like these kind of videos. If you do, then I can post a few more and actually bring you guys into my actual fantasy draft. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see everybody next time. 早起吧。